OpenAI's app, Sora, is shutting down. And first things first, yay! Everybody's celebrating, everybody's happy. AI is getting the first ever step back, if we can call it that. But actually, not. So, we are going to talk about that. We are going to read some articles. We are going to explain what the hell is this Sora app, because people are talking, people are sharing uh, informations, videos too. Uh, so, we're going to deep dive into that a little bit in this video. So, hi, welcome or welcome back. My name is Noemi. I'm an Italian artist, a small business owner. And on this YouTube channel, we talk about art. I share my art journey with my small business. But also, if you watch on the homepage, you can see different playlists because I really, really like to talk. And I really, really like to talk about online trends, drama, facts that I like to share with people. So if you like what I make, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know your experiences. I read all the comments. And also subscribe because I have many, many, many videos to come. So let's get into the video, shall we? So we are going to talk about this app, but first things first, when I first read this news, honestly, it's been a little bit a good period, honestly, of time. Because in Italy we had a bunch of winning shots, let's say, political wise. So after all these wins, let's say, um, this came, this news came about Sora, this app, OpenAI app. If you don't know what OpenAI is the company that manages ChatGPT, which everybody knows what the hell is that. So everybody is talking, everybody's sharing. I first heard this, I believe, on threads maybe, and like the comment section explodes. There were like thousands of comments of people actually being happy, actually being sharing their experiences with the app. But if you don't know what Sora is, let me just go here. There you are. Look what this is magic. um the quality of the webcam is shit, but the transition are smooth. So we have here on the screen an article, a post, let's say, on the OpenAI website, posted on September 30, 2025. And this post is about Sora 2. So the second version of Sora. Keep that in mind because this will come back later and it will make a little bit more sense why I said, not really, this is not a win after all. So Sora, it's quoting from the article, reading from the article. If you don't know why I will say a lot of time reading for the article is for people who are not watching the video because maybe they are listening to this as a podcast. They cannot watch the video for many, many reasons. So I just want to make sure that people know that I'm reading from the article. So in this post, we can read Sora 2 is here again from September 30, 2025. And reading from the article, our latest video generation model is more physically accurate, realistic, and more controllable than prior systems. It also features synchronized dialogue and sound effects, create with it in the new Sora. Do you want to know which? If you're not seated, I believe you need to be seated because when I scrolled down the first time on this page, I was like speechless. And I'm never speechless. Never, never. Since I was born, I never stopped talking. I'm going to show you something. We're not going. We're not to go. Not going to read. Sorry. about everything, but I'm going to show you some videos. This video that we are seeing, it's a female skater skating with a cat. This is a guy on a lake jumping on a, how do you call this thing? Paddle board. This is a cowboy running on two horses. And if you at first, when I saw these images, I was like, huh? Like, I, I'm 32, I'm kind of stupid. This is an anime, by the way. Uh, Everything that you're looking here and that you will look down here. What is? Where is the thing? All these videos here and all these videos here. Everything is generated. Nothing. These two people do not exist. This person does not exist. These are all basically pixels. And on the left side, in a really small text, you can read prompt. So everything that you're watching here is just a prompt sent to AI, basically, and it's made out of. We cannot say it's made out of nothing because it's made out of resources like water, like air, like lands. So it's not that everything that it's here does not have a counterpart, let's say. This is made with the expenses of something. We can see that we will read that Sora, the first app, was free, but nothing is free on this earth. If you are old enough, but even if you're young, you will know that, and you know that. Maybe you already noticed that. So we're not going to read that, but I really, really suggest you to go and read about this article. We are just going to read this little part because it comes back later. So, reading from the article. We are giving users the tools and optionality to be in control of what they see on the feed. Using OpenAI's existing large language models, we have developed a new class of recommender algorithms that can be instructed through natural, it's a really interesting word, language, sorry, I'm Italian. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. We also have built-in mechanism to periodically poll users on their well-being and proactively give them the option to adjust their feed. Scrolling a little bit down. This app is made to be used with friends. Overwhelming feedback from testers is that characters are what make this feel different and fun to use. Now, I'm going to give you just 1 second to think about what is something that it can be bad outcome out of giving people the ability to create, to generate images, worst videos about anything they want. Just a second here. Quick. Write me the response in the comments. Please censoring words, just so you know. YouTube won't make me pay for words. So there's another thing, reading from the article, protecting the well-being of teens is important to us. We are putting in the full limits on how many generations teens can see per day in the feed. and we are also rolling out with strict permissions on characters for this group. Now, reading, whatever. This is it. We're going to come back at this in a second. While researching this, I came across this article from TechCrunch, which is pretty extensive on everything that is happening. But first things first, I wanted to look at the post that the Sora app basically posted. And obviously, there's people who go to ChatGPT and there's people who go to Reddit. I go to Reddit, which I'm not saying that it's you know place. I usually go on Google, honestly, but I noticed that some things are reshared on Reddit, and it's easier to find it without scrolling for years, basically. So I went on Reddit and I just searched Sora. Uh, and obviously, the first post is what I'm going to read about the Sora AI app. AI, sorry, AI, it's Italian. AI app. But scrolling just a second, we're going to see from on the Reddit of OpenAI, Sora is shutting down, question mark, question mark, question mark. And then we're going to see this, which I'm pretty sure I need to censor the corn word. So this is a little hint uh, from like the question that I asked before. If you didn't get the correct answer, because there was a correct answer, now I'm pretty sure you get it now. But yeah, the official post says from Sora. I believe this was on X. Yes, this is on X. We're saying, reading from the post on Twitter, we're saying goodbye to Sora, to everyone who created with Sora, shared it, and built community around it. Thank you. What you made with Sora mattered, and we know this new. Uh-huh. Sorry. And we know this news is disappointing. We We'll share more soon, including timelines for the app and API and details on preserving your work, the Sora team. 1,800,000 views. 800,000? Yeah, I believe it's correct. Many comments, as you can see. Aside for the views, it's not so much, but still, I don't know if probably they deleted comments. I don't know, but many people are like celebrating and stuff like that. So this is what everything like where everything basically started. They announced this on the 24th of March. I believe that was in the air before because this guy over here on the 4th of March, this is the store downloads over time, something like that. They already had this, like thinking that the Sora app was going down, and they say as predicted. So maybe it was in the air. I don't know because I don't keep up with AI, obviously. But yeah, this is where everything like started. And before going to this article, posted on the 24th of March, I want to go for a second here because I think it's important to before talking about what it's next to come. It's important to understand for people who I am the kind of person who's curious enough to go and search, and either if I will make a video, even if I won't make a video, I will go and look up and read. And I'm a pretty thorough bitch, if I can call myself that. Um, Also because if I always think about if this thing comes up like while talking with people, I want to know what I want to talk about. Either or I need to shut up, and I don't like to be like to stay silent on things. I like to inform myself. So I went on this. There you go, see the magic. I went and searched basically, and this article written on October 3rd, the 3rd of October, October 3rd, 2025 by this is an analysis by Brian Stelter and Andrew Kirel from CNN, and it's titled, quote, Why You Need to Pay Attention to Sora 2 and Our Future AI Unreality. So as a thumbnail cover image, there's a AI generated, obviously, image. And this article is a little bit, um, again, I will list all these things that I'm talking about because I like to give people also, I'm giving out informations and opinions here, but I like for people to form their opinions, to form their ideas or whatever. So something that AI will never understand. Uh, but I will leave all these things quoted down in the box below. But something that I really want to underline is this. Give me a second because. Okay, here. Uh, Reading from the article, two teams at the New York Times tried out Sora, which is currently invite only, and the resulting stories reflected the power and the possibility of the technology. Reporters Mike Isaac and Eli Tan led with the amazing quote unquote jaw dropping creativity that creativity and AI in the same phrase are not supposed to exist, in my opinion. Creativity that Sora has unleashed before turning to the disconcerting. Well, this is better. This is a better adjective, I believe. Aspects of the app. Tiffany Su, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing last names, Stuart A. Thompson, and Stephen Lee Myers led with the app's ability to make disinformation, quote unquote, extremely easy and extremely real. Geoff, Geoff, I don't know, Broomfield noticed that OpenAI's guardrails against unwelcome content appeared to be some quote from I think Geoff appeared to be somewhat loose around Sora. While many prompts were refused, so there is, because this is Sora 2, there is the possibility to have prompts refused. It was possible to generate videos that support conspiracy theories. For example, it was easy to create a video of what appeared to be President Richard Nixon giving a televised address telling American oh my God, sorry. President Richard Nixon giving a televised address telling America the moon landing was fake. That's kind of the whole point, to be able to create almost anything. Prioritize creation is the way Altman put it. And the result, as Hayden Field wrote for The Verge, is that it's getting hard to tell what's real, or rather, it's getting even harder. One phrase that it was, this one, I jumped the first phrase, which was basically something that I really wanted to note for this whole story, like on Sora, is that for reading from the article, for a brief moment in history, video was evidence of reality. Now it's a tool of unreality, which is fair on a certain point because we are living in a moment, historical moment, where also before AI, there were actors, there are always been actors and artists and whatever you could CGIs. I don't want to say that everything you saw on video back then before AI was true, But in the same breath, you could have actually told yourself, okay, maybe this is not true. Maybe this has something fake into it, because it was pretty obvious, let's say, when something was faked. But either way, like when I show you this things here, like where are the guys in the snow, like this, and the people in the snow, this, there are people who cannot actually tell. There are people, and I'm not talking about, like, my mother who's 54. I'm talking also about, I don't know, my brother who's 26. So you cannot tell apart something like this from reality, honestly. But this is a whole conversation on AIs that we are not having here. So right now we are going to read a little bit of this article, with which again would be below in the box, and it's from TechCrunch. So this article is called "OpenAI's Sora was the creepiest app on your phone. Now it's shutting down." Again, yay, but not really, because we will see what I mean by that. Sorry, a notification. Um, so this article is written by Amanda Silberling. Sorry if I mispronounce. I'm so sorry. So, reading from the article. OpenAI announced on Tuesday that it is shutting down Sora, a TikTok like social app that launched 6 months ago. OpenAI did not give a reason for the shutdown, nor did it share information about when it will officially be discounted. Something that I read, not reading from the article now, personal opinion slash informations, merely speculations that I gathered online, which I believe it's the true reasons, honestly. And this is also why maybe they are not giving, in my opinion, informations, is because this app was free. This app was Everybody could have used it, from what I gathered. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm talking about Sora 1, let's say the first one. And from comments that I gathered online, it's again speculations, allegations, whatever you want to call it. They are probably shutting this app down because it was in fact free. And we all know, and if you don't know, please don't give me the bullshit like, I don't know about you have Google on your phone, you can just Google, honestly. um, Everybody knows that for managing, even managing a website online, there's a price behind that website, either the domain, either the even the electricity in your house to run a computer, I don't know. So behind AI, there's a lot of costs, there's a lot of price to pay. And to make this app free, I still didn't barf in the microphone. To make this app free, it means to lose a lot of money. And honestly, if this is true, not if this is true, if this allegation have a foundation of truth, whatever, blah, 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 in my opinion, after I worked into marketing, huh? Into, sorry, I didn't work in marketing. I worked in retail for 10 years. I can say one thing. Uh, in my opinion, allegation, speculation, blah, 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 it's everything, like everything alleged. There's no proof, I think. Um, the 6 months where Sora um, came up, and then they launched Sora 2, could have been both a trial for the app, but also, as you notice, like, first, you with Netflix you had a free trial. I don't believe you can have a free trial still. With I don't know, Adobe, you have a 1 week trial, whatever, I don't know. So, in my opinion, I believe that the 6 months at the same time were both a trial and both hook, retail hook, like business hook for people to let me show you what you can have if you, when I will shut down this trial, Sora, you can have it behind a paywall. So it's to give something to people to hook them in some ways and to make them say, okay, I will pay for this because I like the outcome. I like the results that I'm having back. In my opinion, allegedly, whatever. Don't sue me because I don't have the money. Uh, I don't know. From the information that I read online, like the comments, the speculations, whatever. But coming back to the article, we can read that when Sora first opened up as an invite only social network, we read it already in the CNN article, it seemed like everyone was clamoring for an invite. But like Meta's Horizon Worlds, the company's virtual reality social platform, which is also a turmoil despite once being central to the company's infamous metaverse, Sora didn't have a real staying power. Though the underlying Sora 2 video and audio generation model is scarcely impressive, there was not sustained interest in an AI only social feed. Back then, before this whole bubble started like growing, and now it's kind of exploding, but not in the way that people are framing it, honestly, the happily way, let's say. This is why I make this kind of videos, honestly, because I'm always being the party pooper. Because when I always think about why, like my always, like I believe that the last words I would say before dying would be like why. Because when something like this happens, good, bad things, whatever, I'm always there asking, but why? And this is what sends me 99% of the time into like deep rabbit holes into research and stuff like that. So I decided since I was already going to make a research and going into a rabbit hole, why just not make a video, honestly? So reading from the article, this is the post that we already read on Twitter. So, reading from the article, Sora was intended to function like an AI first TikTok, cloning the recognizable vertical video feed interface. Its flagship feature cameos, quote unquote, oh boy, allowed people to scan their faces and make realistic deepfakes. I am screaming into the microphone for a reason. Scan their faces and make realistic deepfakes of themselves. These cameos could be made public, allowing anyone to make videos of their cameos. So I scan my face, I make a cameo, deepfake AI generated, and you who are watching this cameo can make another video with my cameo. Can you understand where we are going with this? No? Lucky you. Uh, into braces, Cameo took OpenAI to court over the name of this future and prevailed, forcing the company to change it to characters. Cameo, like the Cameo app, I believe, where you can actually make like cameos of yourself. Lots of celebrities do cameos. Um, Reading from the article. In a turn of events that surprised literally no one, this glorified deepfake app was weird as hell. At launch, Sora felt like an under-moderated minefield of creepy Sam Altman videos. I will never be the same after I feel you. I'm so sorry that you went through this, honestly. I will never be the same. I love the breaking the fourth wall. I will never be the same after watching a realistic clone of the OpenAI CEO walking through a slaughterhouse of fattened pigs and asking, "Are my piggies enjoying their slop?" I'm not going to show you this video, honestly. If you want, go watch it by yourself. I'm not going to endorse this shit, honestly. So, reading again from the article, Sora was not supposed to allow people to generate videos of public figures who did not explicitly opt in. But if we're here to talk about this, there's a reason. But it was all too easy to evade OpenAI's guardrails. Sure enough, deep fakes of real people like civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., sorry, and actor Robin Williams, poor guy. Robin Williams emerged, prompting both of their daughters to go on Instagram and ask users to stop making videos of their deceased fathers, which you cannot, like, these are public figures, but you cannot understand the disgusting outcome of this, because I remember watching I believe it was a documentary, I don't know, on the so even talking about this, it's a little bit of trigger warning. I'm going to talk just briefly because I want to make a point with this about a girl who was unalived. Unfortunately, she was really, really, really young, and I'm talking about Bianca Devins. And things were sent to her family on Instagram. And I'm not talking about AI generated shit. I'm talking about real shit uh, that were taken out of videos and stuff and shit like that. And even talking about this, I'm creeping, like, even the thoughts of this, because there's people who are like, guys, come on, we live in a world, we know what is going on behind these screens. So imagine what people could, uh, like, crazy people, like insane people, belong into an asylum people, um, could do with this fucking disgusting AI apps where making deep fakes is everything for them. Their sad, miserable life. So, okay, done talking about this. Because I really want people to understand where this is going, where we are all going. And I don't want to stay here to tell you not to use, not to go, not to um, send a prompt. You have your own thoughts, you have your own mind, and I want to believe that people who watch my videos are smart enough to, and also they have a. I saw many comments under my videos, recent videos, of people with an empathetic and emotional intelligence, that I'm really glad that they landed on my page. I'm so glad. I'm so thankful. But unfortunately, there are people out there who are who they don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. So just do with these informations what you may. Try to talk with people who are usual users of these things, and yeah, just use this informations properly. So, reading from the article again, boy oh boy. After making dozens of videos in which Sam Altman, if you don't know who Sam Altman is this guy, which is also Creepy is this guy, is the OpenAI CEO, which, like, yeah, use my face. I don't care. Where was I? Here. After making reading from the article, after making dozens of videos in which Sam Altman steals Nvidia chips from a Target, users shifted gears. Instead, they intentionally made content using copyright characters, inviting legal trouble, inviting legal trouble for the man they love to deepfake. There's no winning in this. Like, maybe he thought, yeah, I believe he said, like, between himself, like he said, I need to give I need to give the permit to these people to use myself, to use my face, in order to show the world that there's no, you don't need to worry about this. Like, he wanted to come out as the biggest man in the room, but, and I don't know if he said, I have a lot of money to come after all of you who will do this kind of shit to me, or he actually didn't sort it out, because this is actually stupid in my opinion. Like, you are acting in the stupidest way ever. It's like giving the permission to people to do whatever they want criminally too, like fabricate criminal proof, like AI generated proofs of criminal actions and whatever, and to maybe also build up something, because people are crazy. People people out there make some stupid shit that you cannot even fathom in your mind. Like, this is why true crime. Ooh, sorry, true crime is so. Let me just use this word, appealing to people, because fiction can never imitate reality, will never be able to imitate real life, because we see and we hear such disgusting shit that goes on into real life that it's like, you cannot even if you go to, I don't know, Nolan or Spielberg, they cannot even come up with this shit, honestly. So either you are stupid, either you are like unaware. I don't know. I don't know. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I believe. I don't know. Reading from the article, we saw Mario smoking weed, Naruto ordering Krabby Patties, and Pikachu doing ASMR. There's another article here. This didn't unfold as planned. Rather than sue Disney, which some of these characters were took from, a notoriously litigious company gave OpenAI, which honestly I never heard about this thing before now, and I already had some beef, like internal beef with Disney, but after this I'm like, no more, no more. Gave OpenAI a 1 billion investment and a licensing deal that would have allowed Sora to generate videos featuring characters from Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars. It looked like a landmark moment for the AI industry, but with Sora gone, so is the deal. Though notably, it appears no money actually changed hands before it collapsed. Disney offered some polite words about the whole thing on Tuesday, telling The Hollywood Reporter it would quote unquote continue to engage with AI platforms. So this is also a message to all the people who takes the side of Disney, a multi-billion corporate, and they're like, no, Disney. So, girl, girl, come on, come on. So this is why also I want to talk about these things, because sometimes people are like, it's not make they don't make comments and things and action on purpose. Like, maybe they are actually fans of these things, and they don't know. Like I never heard about this deal between Disney and OpenAI, honestly. It's like people downloading and playing with the Sims, and they don't know who owns or who will own the Sims, like AI in a whole, in some, I believe, months now. So I don't want to say research everything you're into, but sometimes you should. So, reading from the article, the initial hype around Sora was real. The app peaked in November with about 3 million downloads across the iOS App Store and Google Play, according to data from the mobile intelligence firm App Figures. If the app continued to grow, then perhaps OpenAI would kept it going, but that's not what happened. By February, it declined to 1 million downloads. That seems like a big number until you remember that ChatGPT has 900 million weekly active user. 900 million weekly. So it's like 4 per 9, 36, 36 billion in a month. 36? I don't know. I don't know math. I don't know anything. Reading from the article. In its lifetime, App Figures estimate that Sora made about 2.1, 2.1, yeah, for sure, 2, 2.1 million from in-app purchases, which allowed users to buy more video generation credits. Every time I talk like this, you should say, huh? Yeah. It's hard to imagine that the Sora app's computing demands tipped the scales that much for a company that's already operating at a huge loss. But the app was perhaps too much of liability to keep around if it wasn't even growing. So in the end, it was money. Allegedly, question mark. When OpenAI launched the Sora app, I prepared for a world in which we could have the tools to make deepfakes of each other at our fingertips. While I rarely make TikToks, I felt obligated to post a PSA, which I don't know what the hell it is. Let's see. PSA, postscriptum. Or maybe she did a video where she stated, discover how to use OpenAI or app for social media. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she will explain it. I felt, reading from the article, I felt obligated to post a PSA that this scary tech was coming fast. It ended up getting over 300,000 views, which is not the norm for my often dormant TikTok account, but this news got a real reaction out of people. I never expected that it would only last 6 months. But just, okay, now we are coming at the end of the article, and this is the main thing that I want you to understand. I want you to keep in mind, because when I first started this video, I said, yay, but not really. Okay. So, yay that this app is shutting down, which is yay, yay, yay. It feels like a win, but uh, understand that every time a big company, big tech company, big whatever, corporate company makes a decision about shutting down a branch or something, it's never because the backlash is never because of the community which arise and they went like with the pick, like how do you call it, pitchforks, um and the torches and say, no, we demand justice, blah, blah, blah. No, 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 never. Maybe it happens sometimes, but it's not the norm. So when something like this happens today, mostly where the social differences between one class and another, if we want to call them classes, is pretty big, like from rich companies to people like me and you, honestly. Um, the division is pretty large. They always make choices for the company, for their brands, for their whatever. It's rare that a company this big will come after, like, will choose the community, the benefit of the communities, you know? So, reading from the article, and we are the last paragraph. But just because Sora is gone doesn't matter. Oh, damn. Doesn't mean that the threat went with it. The Sora 2, which I remember you is this baby here, this motherfucker here who makes this shit here. Huh? The Sora 2 model is still available. It's just tucked behind the ChatGPT paywall. And OpenAI is hardly alone in making this technology so accessible. It's only a matter of time before the next social AI video app hits the markets. And we are inundated with another tsunami of clips in which Snow White storms the Capitol. So, this is the end of the articles. This is the end of the video. I just wanted to share with you my researches and my opinions, honestly, on all this. It feels like winning. It's not winning. It feels like a win, and maybe it is in some ways, because maybe not every single person will have access to this type of content, either if there were in-app purchases in the first Sora. But I want to check last information that I want to give you. Sora to cost. Huh? Cost chat GPT. Because I don't know, honestly. Oh, man. Okay, so from what I gathered here, Sora 2 is structured through ChatGPT subscription tiers and direct API usage with distinct cost models. Okay, ChatGPT Pro costs $200 per month. And you have access to this fucking Sora Pro. And and you have a 25 seconds maximum duration and 10,000 monthly credits. API pricing for developers, Sora 2 costs are pay per second. Pay per second? What the hell is this? Are we back into the 90s where you have the pay per minute for the phone calls? Okay, I am. See, this is what I think. Like, every time my curiosity comes in and I go and look up and search and researches, I just get mad and frustrated. So this is why this video is coming to you, not because I want to make you frustrated too, but because I want to share a little bit of informations, honestly, that maybe a lot of people are glissing over because they are concentrated, they are focused on the win that like also artists are feeling. So let me know what you think about everything I just talked about. I hope it's only 50 minutes. Wow, under an hour. Crazy. So let me know everything. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment talking about even your experience. If you had an invite and you went on the Sora app just out of curiosity, everything that you want to share, this is a safe space and we won't get judged, honestly. So thank you for watching. Leave comments, whatever, subscribe, and we will see each other really, 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 really soon.